What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Historically Black Sense. And today we have a special guest, none other than Mr. Isaac Williams. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. How about you?
Hey, man, I can't complain. Glad to be here. First of all, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, sure, of course, man. Thank y'all for having me, man.
No problem, no problem. Anytime. All right, so without further ado, man, we're gonna get into it. Uh, I always tell people to introduce themselves. Of course, I do my research, but I let people introduce themselves how they would like to introduce themselves. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Right. Well, first off, my name is Isaac Williams. I am a graduate of Bethune-Cookman University, major in health and exercise science and minor in nutrition. I also marched in the band in the Marching Wildcats prior to Bethune-Cookman as mellophone player, then drum major. Definitely enjoyed it, loved it, was built from it, and my character evolved from that. A lot of the things I do now pay off from what I did in the band while in college. Is just a different whole experience that changed my life for the better. Now I'm a personal trainer. I'm currently working on my doctorate in chiropractic and athletic training right now, and I'm doing like coaching around Atlanta. That's where I'm based at. So Atlanta, Georgia. I do work with different high schools, and I'm mainly stationed at Creekside High School currently as a drum major instructor. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I also just had my first daughter too. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, man, for sure, for sure. All right, well, let me start by where you started at. Let me start where you started. Bethune-Cookman.
Yep.
I'm all for all HBCUs. I feel like all HBCUs are great. So the great Bethune-Cookman. What made you choose Bethune-Cookman, or did Bethune-Cookman choose you?
I say Bethune-Cookman chose me, and that's really the thing you get with everybody that kind of goes there, or most of the people. It's like they go to this they go to the school, and the school chooses them. There's a really rich history at the campus, and 24/7. Like you go there, you see the house Miriam Clyde Bethune lived in. That's the founder of Bethune-Cookman University, um, and she is just such a game changer in her time. As she lived her life, and everywhere she stepped, she made a change and a movement. And even just in knowing that somebody like that has such a monumental impact on the world, you're going to the school that she founded. That was enough motivation to get me up out of my dorm room and go be great or try something different. So it was definitely that. And then I had a lot of influence from people that went there too, and that's what I found myself doing now. It's like a full circle thing because people brought me in and let me experience what this school had to offer, and it was nothing but greatness. So that's how I got in.
Cool, man. That's dope. That's one campus that I've never been on, Bethune-Cookman campus, but I'm still planning on going. It's never too late to go. When you're in college, you're taking those road trips, and before you know it, those college years are gone just like that. And it's like, oh man, wait a minute, I still got so much left that I even still want to do outside of the classroom. So I
Right.
definitely still want to go visit Bethune-Cookman. But hey, that's definitely dope, man. So drum major.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how did you? First of all, I want to ask, how did you get into music? Were you marching in the band in high school, middle school?
Mm-hmm.
How did that convey? And did you? What was the first instrument that you were playing in the band?
Okay, yeah. So my first instrument ever was alto saxophone. I started playing it in the fourth grade. So I joined
Mm.
grade, right? Then I joined marching band in the seventh grade. Um, I guess the high school band director at the time, Mr. Kevin Jones, he was real open to accepting anybody that wanted to come in and put the work in. You're welcome. So that started that period of my life really early. But I'm glad I did. I don't regret it at all. Extracurricular activity is great for kids and stuff. So I started in seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade. I played saxophone all those years. And then one year I wanted to play mellophone. So I switched it up a little bit, played mellophone for my sophomore year in high school, 10th grade. And then after that, I was drum major for 2 years in high school. And I was solo dolo by myself. It was usually like two or three people there. That I was just me by myself. And that, I feel like that point in my life was really like kind of the pivotal shift, because I found something I love to do. I never knew I loved performing in front of people, because it was like a kind of a double-edged sword. The audience got a good show, and it helped me build my self-confidence, as a kid in high school, coming up. So any type of, any experience in band, I feel like is a positive one. And band directors, just shout out to every band director everywhere. They make sure they do the best to, one, keep a disciplined band, and two, grow the character of everybody at the same time. It's not an easy task, and they work real hard.
I can definitely believe it. I was friends with quite a few people who were in the band at Alabama State University, so I know exactly how it is, and I can imagine being a band director. Well, I know I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. But I can see that it's a lot of work. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a big jump from marching and playing an instrument, your respective instrument, to going into being a drum major? Was that a dramatic jump?
It was for me, but for the I guess for the program, or like the band I was a part of, it wasn't, because the drum major is like, or any type of leadership role in the band, like section leader, drum major, it's kind of like you can kind of see who's going to gravitate towards it or who's going to fall into it, and you kind of like see those kind of people kind of coming up. And people saw me as that. My band director saw that in me, and he eventually said, "Hey, yes, I'm trying to pull drum major out of you, man." He's like, "You can do it." And that's one of those things. Like, at first I didn't really see myself doing that, but when they give you that push and you put the work in for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're becoming somebody that you never thought you could be. But yeah, man, I would have never saw myself. You would have asked me like what, as like a ninth grader in high school, just coming in fresh into stuff, not really seeing myself out in front of people like that. But now it's just like I go right in. It's almost like it's like public speaking for a lot of people. Public speaking, public performing, hand in hand, kind of.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it, and then once you realize you can do it, it gets easier and easier. But I totally understand it. So I always ask a lot of people who are musically inclined, how many instruments do you play? A lot of people, they play multiple instruments. I mean, hey, you might be like Prince. Prince played 1,000,000 instruments.
Right. It's like, what can he not play?
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not Prince level, but I think that learning certain instruments, and this is a cool thing about being in band and get to a certain level as a musician. When you learn different instruments, it kind of is like transfer learning, and you can get on something else, and kind of, because you don't have to start from scratch, so it's easier to pick up another instrument. So it's like brass instruments, a lot of people play a lot of different brass instruments and wood instruments, so it's like kind of those spectrums, just transfer learning. I found myself really gravitated. So my main three is saxophone. I play tenor saxophone now, and I like do gigs around the city. I play piano. I pick up gigs at churches and play keys. Not organ, but keys. I'm trying to get my hands on one. That's a different monster though. And then French horn would be my like third, because that's what I marched and played. So my favorite right now is piano for sure.
Okay, and you just answered my next question. Really, I was about to say, so okay, instruments, drum major, musician. I was gonna ask. So, what are you actually doing with it now? And I know one thing that you're doing with it. However, as far as just being a musician, what do you perform? Do you still play? But you answered it in churches and different, around the city. So, is it more so fun for you to do that? Is it something that, hey, this is what I love to do, so I'm about to just use my talents to do what I love to do? Is it a form of therapy, or is it like, hey, you know what? I know I can make a couple of dollars off of this, or a quick dollar, or a lot of dollars off of this. Is it more so for the money, or is it more so like therapy for the love of what you do?
It's more so for the therapy, and the fact that I happen to get money is just a bonus. So when I was graduating high school, I had a really big problem with deciding what I wanted to major in high school, and it was either going to be between health science or music, or be a music major. And I went to my band director. At the time, he was at the middle school, but now he's at the high school. His name is Dexter Bailey. he chopped it up with me. He was like, "Hey man, you know, just do what you feel like, you know, will keep your heart going. Is like, so make it not feel like work." And you know, I love, and now I'm all in the fitness as well. So I I love doing my personal training with people and giving people that advice and helping people around my community and family with that. And at the same time, I still get to, you know, be in my other passion of music and also do the same thing. So it's just like
Yeah.
when you put the work in as a musician and really like kind of get to a certain level, then you can kind of go out and just start like having fun and, you know, being yourself and kind of expressing yourself in that different way. It's definitely therapy for me.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm like I said, I'm in school and working on a doctorate. That gets pretty hard. So I kind of want to take my mind off, you know, that the medical information and all that stuff, and I want to go to my more artistic side where I can express myself more. It's more like liberated by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, and it even falls into that with the drum major stuff that I do, and you know all the dancing and movements. That's just a result of, you know, somebody took the time out and made sure that I was straight, or you know that I was comfortable, you know, getting to that level, and then boom, you can take off and go wherever you want to. And I'm glad, you know, because I got like had a couple of, you know, cool videos doing that stuff. People really resonated with it, and you know now I'm helping high school, you know, band programs in that aspect as well. You know, just
Mm.
reaching out and, you know, giving back to the community that I came up in. So it's been a real blessing, and it's feeding my own soul, really, just to be able to, you know, keep my hands on all the, you know, the passions that I have for myself. You know.
It's great that you can extend yourself like that. And it's crazy that you can have a foundation of one thing, like you stated. You started playing in the fourth grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you started playing in the fourth grade, which built a foundation, and now it has expanded into so much. And it's crazy how one thing that you can have a foundation with can really, really be so extensive, and it can lead you to so many different things in life, whether it's teaching or whether it's, hey, I know I can, I can make this a way of life as well as income for myself as well. And I see that you're doing a great job of branching off. So like I say, that's definitely an amazing thing. You keep going into all of these questions that I already have.
I'm
All
back.
right, so uh, a drum major coach.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we can be great at something, but we can't teach anyone else how to do it to save our lives. So when you're teaching and instructing different people, you have to deal with so many different personalities. People learn in many different ways, and that can be very, very challenging. So how you got people with attitudes, you got some people who are lazy, you got some people who you really have to drag everything out of them because you see the potential in them. And it's like, why do I have to drag this out of you? So
Mm-hmm.
how is it being an instructor and actually teaching it?
It's very like interesting. I have to slow myself, you know, down a lot of times, which is necessary with teaching. You know, everybody does not learn at the same pace, and like you said, a lot of people, you know, can't immediately see themselves, you know, where you want them to see or where you want them to be as a teacher. So, you know, it's like it's very humbling, and it's also very like, you know, like a self check to make sure that I'm, you know, teaching the right thing and being clear, and you know like, and so they can understand me and also receive everything that I'm teaching. So like I break a lot of stuff down. I've, you know, gone back and checked it myself. I do the movements myself. Anything I try to teach, you know, the kids at the high schools, I slow myself down. Like, okay, let's slow this count out. We're gonna take some time. It's okay if you don't get it on the first time, but you know, I'm never gonna focus on the fact that they can't get it. I'm always gonna, you know, capitalize on what they did get, and then I'm gonna give them a solution to get better. That's what my band directors taught me going through any, you know, collegiate all the way back to middle school. Every band
Yeah,
director has done that, and it has taught me to do that. You know, so not to focus on what's going wrong, focus on what's going right, and figure out a way to, you know, capitalize on that.
absolutely, absolutely. So with that being said, what would you say is the most and when I say this, I mean collectively, from being a drum major yourself, from having, marched in the band, high school, through college, well, being a drum major, of course, and teaching. What is the most rewarding thing that you've gotten out of any of this?
I think it would be the friends that I made and now I'm able to do. You know, the friendly faces that I see over and over again. It's just a great feeling to know, like, you know, there are people out there that you can, you know, always talk to, always call, hit up, hey, how you doing? The people that are always going to support you, and especially with, like, you know, being in band, you work with those people for long hours in the evening. You go on long bus rides. You're around them for a long period of the day, and you know, it's really like it changes your perspective on things, especially like when you're putting in all that hard work. When you the part of my band career that really changed my perspective of it is when I realized, you know, hey, I'm not out here marching for myself. I'm marching for the people next to me. That's when I really like started to really love band, and that really helped me through my last year as drum major at Bethune-Cookman as my head drum major year, because that's a lot of, like, you know, a lot of responsibility, a lot of you know, delegating, you know, responsibilities to different people and making sure everybody's in line and stuff. And a lot on my part as a leader in the front, and still performing to the best of my ability, and still being a student, and still, you know, keeping up with everything else going on in life. It's a challenge, but it's doable, and the people are there to support you. You just have to let them, you know, be transparent. You know, don't put, even though, you know, I'm a drum major, that's one thing I had to tell myself. You know, I'm up here in the front, head drum major. At the time, you know, I had to realize, just like, okay, you know, you still got to get down there in the dirt with the people. You can't just no high and mighty, even though you in the front. There's no high and mighty. You know what I'm saying? And you put in the same work, if not more, as everybody else. So they when they look at you, they be like, okay, you know, I need to put in that much work. You know, if Isaac not, you know, slacking, so I'm not going to slack. You know, I do it for the people that's next to me and behind me, and that's what.
And I think that's a great thing. That calls for just great leadership in general. Anytime that you can see someone in the trenches with you, that's great leadership. If you see someone putting in the same amount of work as you, if you see the president of a company putting in the same amount of work as the entry level employees, it does something to those entry level employees, and they will have a tremendous amount of respect for you. And I can understand why you would make a lot of friends, and why you have made a lot of friends as well, because, you know, first of all, they respect you for even being in the trenches with them, when a lot of people, they wouldn't even do that. So I personally commend you on that. Here at the Historically Black Sense, we commend you on that. We absolutely commend you. And real quick, for the people who are watching, who, you know, they may be a drum major in high school right now, what's the biggest difference from being in high school, being a drum major, or even marching in the band, to jumping to the college level and doing it? Because some people might think, hey, I'm going to go to class and I'm going to go to band practice for an hour or two and I'm going to go home. So is it like that?
It's the effort that you put in. And here's the thing. You have more responsibility over where your energy goes when you get to that collegiate level. You cannot put it towards band. You cannot put it towards school. But you won't get the results that you want, you know, anything that you do. And this is something that people, and I say, catch on quick, going from high school to college, catch on quick. Anything that you do is your responsibility from there on. You know, there's not going to be anybody there to hold your hand. And even at the collegiate level, it's not even fully, because after you graduate college, it turns into a whole nother monster. But, you know, so that's life. But just make sure that you take responsibility for everything and manage your time. Those two right there will get you through a lot of, you know, college struggles, problems, issues that you might hit, especially, like, you know, with your friends. Prioritize who you need to be hanging around. You know, take care of the responsibilities that you have, and make sure that you manage your time correctly, because those things can get out of hand quick. Trust me, you know, you can go to a party, you go hang out with your friends another weekend, you just get lost in it. College is fun. College is fun, but it's there to help you. It's there for a reason.
It definitely is. I'm pretty sure that you've heard this before. I'm not sure if they said at Bethune. I'm pretty positive they probably do. Look to your left, look to your right. Somebody's not going to be here. You can easily get lost in college. I don't think anyone that was on my right or my left was there when I left, when I graduated. But hey, that's life though, like you said. But yeah, college is definitely fun, but time management and what you put your energy to is a big, big, big part of it, especially at an HBCU, in my opinion, because yeah, it gets fun.
He was on top of that. They're not. A lot of them aren't that big, so it's not hard. It's harder to get lost or become a number. You know, somebody's gonna know you. You're gonna be friends with somebody, and so your face goes circulate around campus before you know it. You saying hey to 30 people as you walk up the hallway. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a great environment to be an extrovert. Make friends, make lifelong friends. Do what you gotta. Meet people that you're going down the same path in life. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Yeah, you never know. And I thought I knew a lot of people, and I thought a lot of people knew me in college. And once you get to the real world, I'm like, man, I didn't know enough people. I should have. You just never know who you're gonna meet. You never know with those connections. But we're gonna switch gears real quick. Personal training.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in your life, was there a turning point, I guess, with health and nutrition that made you say, hey, I want to become a personal trainer? Of course, being in the band, you have to be in shape. Being a drum major, you have to be in shape. It's nowhere around it. So you kind of spoke on it a little bit, but I'm going to circle back around to it. Was that a major factor of you saying, hey, I want to continue to be in shape and I want to be a personal trainer and I want to help other people get in shape or stay in shape? Or was it something totally different?
Actually, you hit it right on the head because, being, like I said, me transitioning from that high school to that college level, my first year, I was just in the band. But then when I became drum major, it was like that was a whole different beast. You got to be in shape. You got to, go have a high level of energy for long periods of time. They had me, running just to, get in shape for that role of being in front. I do a lot of stretching, increase my water intake and stuff like that. I learned, I knew a little bit about that, but I didn't know it completely. And that year I became drum major is the year I picked up my major or my minor in nutrition. And because I just wanted to know more. And in doing more and learning more, I was able to apply more to myself. But but the hard thing about, and I know a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about this, is like people ask me, Isaac, how do I get in shape and still eat in the campus cafeteria, or eat in the caf and stuff, or eat out my dorm room. I don't have that much money. It's a lot of, some people see the best way to lose weight is not eat, and that's not the case at all. So, so
Don't
it's
kill
like,
yourself.
what do you do in those instances? It's like some things you can and can't control, but just do the absolute best that you can. Know your limits. Work your environment to the best of your ability, and that's anywhere you go. And I think that's what I did while I was in school. I worked my environment to the best of my ability, got in the best shape I could. I didn't have a lot of money to meal prep and stuff like that, but I made sure I held myself accountable to work off whatever. And this is me, like, in the instance of like wanting to lose some weight and be in great shape. I did my best to get my exercises in and make sure that I held myself accountable. And I really wanted that change for myself, and I saw it come forth. And after I graduated, I was like, okay, I want to take it to another level. I want to see what else I can do. And I went into personal training with that, and it really helped me to understand it better, as well as another teaching aspect in my life that I do or help others with. So
how long have you actually been personal training?
I've been a personal trainer for, let's see, I'd say like 3 years now.
3 years. Okay, cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like it?
I like it like, I want to say like a 9. And
okay.
10 is because like I have a really hard time like pushing people sometimes, and I like to work. I like the way I train people is I work out with them, even like with the drumming stuff. I'm right there with you. If I'm teaching you something, I'm right there with you. And I see people in their face. I want to push people that low more, and like, because I know some people got that dog in them, some people might not. You know, I sometimes I'm a little too empathetic, but other than that, I love like watching people, give it their all and then reaping those benefits of the results. It's like that's so worth it to like watch them benefit from that, and to know
Okay.
that is just a blessing. So
Cool, cool, cool. And while we're at that, go ahead and plug your stuff. Where you train at, where they can find you, because I'm pretty sure we got some people who's gonna be watching this who they
yeah,
want to get in shape and they are looking for a great trainer, especially in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, man, fitness and being in shape right now is a great thing. And just to be frank and to be straightforward with all these females, they want to lose the gut and get a butt.
yeah,
So go ahead and plug where they can find you at.
yeah, man. So you can find me on my Instagram. Mainly is king.izik, and in the bio you can go to my website. It'll have my contact to my email. You contact for anything, like any type of inquiries that you need me for. Performances, coaching, training, all of that's in the link in my bio as well, and it's also links to my TikTok and things like that. So everything is right there. It's like all in one space.
Okay, cool, cool. You mentioned TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I was searching, I was browsing your page, and you actually went viral with something that looked kind of familiar. I was it really the what's the challenge that they call it?
It's
The
glide challenge, yeah, man.
yes, that. So I saw your post and you were doing it on the field.
Mm.
So did you actually start that, or was it just something that was very familiar to you that you did that kind of went viral?
Now, I didn't start the challenge. Juby 25, he started the challenge because he did the move and took off with it and stuff. But I just like did like a video, and it wasn't like in ill will or anything. I'm like, oh, that looks similar to the move that we do at our school, the style of marching that the drum majors do at Bethune-Cookman. I was like, oh, that's similar stuff we do. So I just did it in fun, just to just to put it literally just to put it out there to go viral, not even really caring. I'm like, it's this challenge up, man. I just wanted to put this video out here, show y'all it looks kind of like this. And I guess people really resonated with it. And come to find out, GB25, he knows he's from Florida.
Oh, okay.
He's from that the area, so South Florida. So he knows of, he's seen the drum majors and stuff. He was like, man, I definitely love y'all band. I love the drum majors, man. I always wanted to be one. He plays snare and band himself. So nice, he's a real cool dude, man.
Oh,
Really cool dude. I'm glad that he's prospering off of that, and people are getting a lot of joy out of that. It's not
yeah.
a gatekeeping thing at all. So it's just like as long as people love it, as long as people enjoy it and be themselves, that's what matters. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I saw it and it was very dope. Now personally, I can't do what you did to save my life. That challenge, you talking about a challenge, I'm out. But but you look good doing it, brother. You did a great job. Oh, the HBCU culture. If you had to sum that up in 3 words, what would it be? Or what would those words be, rather?
I would say, okay, I like this question. I'm gonna choose 3 good ones too. I'd say family, a yeah, I got 2 more.
Take your time.
Right. definitely family. Definitely, let's see, pride, and that's like the good pride. Like being proud of where you come from, and I say love, family, pride, and love. A lot of it's a lot of things that are built off of those 3 things, and a lot of those 3 things drive a lot of people to just connect and make sure that the person to your left and right is okay. You're not just going through this alone. You're going through it together. And even when you get or you graduate and stuff, there's still people out there that will look out for you. Because because at one point we were, you know, we as Black people were in danger. We were in trouble, you know, just of, you know, actually getting an education. We weren't allowed that. So, you know, having a space to be able to network and talk and speak, you know, speak your mind and really be yourself is, you know, that's priceless. It then
Yeah.
continues to the world, and, you know, knowing that, you know, somebody out there got your back, that you're not alone in this big old wolf world. You know what I'm saying? So,
Man, absolutely. Pride, family, and love. Man, you hit the nail on the head. I couldn't have said that no better myself. Uh, it's definitely family for sure, and it's definitely a lot of HBCU pride. If you go to a HBCU and you are fully in it for what it's supposed to be, there's no way that you can't have pride for your school, pride for HBCUs in general. I mean, we all have friendly competition, of course, but overall, man, we all a family, the HBCU family, and I love it. I love it. So like you said earlier, I know you got some chicken guts, some chicken cooking or something. So I won't hold you, but um, anything else that you may have going on, anything else that you would love for the audience to know, please go ahead and just share it right now, plug it in. Yeah, we're gonna head on out with that.
I mean, the only thing that, you know, that I have in mind would be, because I have a app I'm about to launch right now, so it's going to be up next week. So it's just going to allow me to, one, train more people in the gym, as well as, you know, if there are, like, you know, a high school drum major in another state, or some drum major in another state that would like to, you know, some type of instruction, I'd be able to do that, so I'd be able to reach more people. You know, I've gotten people contact me from like South Africa and Australia just because they don't know what I was doing, or they wanted to know more rather. And I think that's the reason, you know, that people gravitated towards, you know, my video in the initial place, is because, like, they just wanted to understand more of it. It's like, hey, what is it? And that's when I put on for HBCUs. That's just immediately, because I love putting on for, you know, historically Black colleges and university, man. That's my whole thing now. I'm pushing that. I want to be an ambassador for it. You know, if I want you to be able to see it in every one of my videos and posts, that, you know, I'm supporting this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's peace and family in this. There's growth in this. You can network. There's so much that, you know, a lot of people don't know, and it's our job to help them out. I'm gonna put you on. You know?
Absolutely, man. Well, definitely congrats on the app. I know that's going to be something major. Even, you know, anytime you're getting the app off the ground, or launching an app, I can imagine the hard work that, you know, that's in the background of that. So congrats.
Thank you.
Amazing congrats on that. Oh man, but once again, I do want to thank you. We want to thank you at Historically Black Sense for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk to us and drop some jewels, and, you know, hey man, just chat with the audience. So once again, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on IG, really all platforms. It's gonna be at king.izik. So king.izik.
Got it, man. Once again, man, we appreciate you for coming on, brother. You enjoy the rest of your night, man, and we hope to have you on again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.